Some say the 501st saw the worst of the Clone Wars in Umbara, where they were played by the traitor Krell. Some say the 212 saw the best of the wars in Utapau, where General Grievous was killed by General Obi-Wan Kenobi. But no one talks about who saw the ugliest side of the war. No one talks about the ghosts of Katooine. The 107th Battalion had received their new armor just weeks before the Battle of Katooine, a stylish combo of red and green, painted on the iconic clone white. Little did they know how little this new garb would protect them in the battle to come. The two leaders of the battalion were present on Katooine, Jedi Master Yaris and CC-7770 777. Both had led the battalion to victory in many battles and were highly regarded. Katooine itself was dry, devoid of any and all forms of life. If it weren't for the large metal deposits on the planet, the Republic would have abandoned it long ago. It was also home to a large droid factory, whose destruction would be a nice bonus for the Republic, were the planet successfully captured. The 107th arrived in the planet's orbits in 4 ships, 2 Venatus and 2 Acclimatus. They were inserted onto the planet's surface via LAATs. The operation proceeded normally with little to no casualties, until a large-scale ambush by the CIS wiped out half of the battalion. In the chaos of the ambush, Commander 777 received a message from the fleet informing the battalion that they had been surrounded and were taking heavy fire. However, they were cut off mid-transmission. Those who looked to the skies of Katooine saw the debris of 4 capital ships falling towards the surface. Even if the 107th somehow managed to survive the ambush, they would be stranded in possibly the most inhospitable environments in the galaxy. The brave forces of the 107th had not lost hope, however. They stood their ground, holding back the droid forces sent to annihilate what was left of them. Eventually, General Jaris fell to the endless sea of blaster fire from the CIS. To add to the 107th horrendous luck, it started raining acid which burned through the clones' new shiny armor, leaving those who survived the ordeal mentally and physically scarred. The few men who had not been lost to the rains of Katooine held the line as long as physically possible. During this defense, a local which had been captured earlier began chanting, "Oak, Oak, Oak," in the planet's native tongue. This confused 777, but he did not dwell on the thought for long. Eventually, he grew tired of watching his men die and ordered one final, almost suicidal charge to push back the droids. At first, this charge was a success. 777's men blasted through the CIS forces like they were nothing, until they were eventually halted by rows of B-2 battle droids and AATs. It was in this moment that 777 was shot in the waist and in the shoulder. He fell on his back, facing the rain. His suffering would soon be over. The B-2, which had inflicted his wounds, moved to the commander to finish him off, but was stopped by General Jaris's Padawan, Varko, who along with a handful of clones and a Venator had been sent to reinforce what was left of the 107th. But by the time they arrived, few men remained, most of which were wounded. Varko ordered for the 107th to be taken to the medical bay in the Venator, which had brought the reinforcements, where they would be stitched back together. Aboard the ship, 777 ran into the Padawan who had saved his life. He had overheard the local chanting "Oak" over and over again during the battle. "Ghost," he said. Oak means ghost in Katoonese. The 107th died that day. Close to nothing was left of their once mighty battalion. 777 decided to embrace his new name given to him by the local, Oak. That day, the day the 107th died, the Ghost Division was born.